On January 1, 2025, the technical clauses of the Basel III Agreement regarding the Net Stable Funding Ratio, NSFR, took full effect. Behind this boring name lies the most important decision in modern gold history: unallocated gold, the gold you own on paper in a bank without ever touching it, is now classified as a high-risk asset requiring 85% liquidity coverage. This decision is not administrative. It is an ambush set for banks selling paper gold. Data shows that the London gold market, LBMA and COMEX, operate with leverage exceeding 100 to 1. This means 100 people believe they own the same ounce of gold. By December 2025, clearing reports revealed that major players began withdrawing physical gold from vaults at surgical rates. When banks are forced by Basel III to prove physical ownership to cover their contracts, markets will discover that physical gold simply isn't there in sufficient quantities. This is the guillotine moment. Paper contracts will collapse to zero value, while physical metal prices leap to figures beyond imagination. To understand how gold prices were kept suppressed for decades, we must deconstruct the mechanism of gold leasing. Central banks, such as the Federal Reserve and the Bank of England, lease their gold to bullion banks. These banks sell the gold in the open market to increase supply and depress prices, then use the proceeds to speculate in bonds. Data collision is clear here. In central bank balance sheets, gold appears as an asset, while it is actually sold in the market. According to leaked statistics from the Bank for International Settlements, BIS, in 2025, the amount of gold claimed by central banks and paper investors exceeds the total gold ever mined in human history by approximately 3 times. This system works as long as no one demands physical delivery. However, in the fourth quarter of 2025, invisible powers, Asian sovereign wealth funds, began executing what is called a liquidity attack. Instead of trading contracts, they began demanding immediate physical delivery. Numbers in London vaults showed a sharp drop from 9,000 tons to less than 2,000 tons within 6 months. Why do the hidden powers allow this collapse? The answer lies in the Great Reset. To launch a new monetary system, likely a gold-backed CBDC, the old system based on credit and paper debt must first be destroyed. In 2025, global debt reached 315 trillion, a figure that can never be repaid through traditional mathematics. The only solution is devaluation. By allowing the price of physical gold to explode to $10,000 or $20,000 an ounce, central banks holding physical gold rebalance their books instantly. The victim here is the viewer, holding savings in paper claims or bank accounts. When physical gold rises 10x, the purchasing power of paper currencies drops by the same factor. This isn't natural inflation. It is a programmed confiscation of wealth by changing the monetary standard from paper to metal overnight. In October 2025, a document from the BRICS Plus Alliance revealed the development of a settlement system based on tokenized gold. This system differs from the old paper gold. Every digital token must be linked to a serial number of a real gold bar held in a secured vault and monitored by blockchain. This system ends the era of leverage. A bank can no longer sell the same ounce to 100 people. Data indicates that this shift will drain liquidity from New York and London markets and direct it toward the Dubai Gold Exchange and Shanghai. The gap widens. The West holds paper and promises, while the East amasses metal and physical sovereignty. In 2025, we witnessed the first cases of failure to deliver in gold futures. When exchanges offered to settle contracts in cash instead of gold, major investors realized that the paper was no longer equal to the metal. The painful enlightenment we reveal at the Shadow Vault is that wealth does not disappear in crises, it simply changes owners. The numbers show we are moving from an era of illusory growth based on debt to an era of hard value based on physical scarcity. In 2025, gold represented less than 1% of global investment portfolios, compared to over 20% in the 1960s. This gap will create the greatest transfer of wealth in human history. The viewer now sees the truth. The financial system is not broken. It is working exactly as designed. It was designed to collect paper savings from the public in years of prosperity, then wipe them out through a revaluation of physical assets held only by hidden powers and central banks. History repeats itself. In 1933, America confiscated gold from its citizens to raise its price later. In 2025, it is done more intelligently. They don't confiscate your gold. They leave you drowning in paper that the world suddenly discovers has no physical backing. Awareness is realizing that if you aren't touching your financial asset, you don't own it. You are merely renting an illusion whose protocol is about to expire.